Today's video starts here overlooking the Wil-Cox Bridge. This bridge has many years of history behind it. It once bridged the gap between two worlds, and before that, the Yadkin River. We've got forgotten Civil War battlefields. So in today's video, we're going to go over the battle, the bridge, and a burned down restaurant. Welcome back everybody to Carolina Posterity. Today's video, well, you saw the introduction. We are currently sitting on top of Wil-Cox Bridge. Today is Sunday, May 17th, 2026. We're currently walking over the Yadkin River. I brought the girls out here with me today. They're going to have a little history lesson. They are about to be bored out of their minds. But have no fear, I brought something pretty cool for them to use. We're going to use these old binoculars. These suckers, probably early 80s, late 70s, came from my parents' house. Let me get this situated real quick. And if you look, so this side here has a strap still intact. But on this side, someone's fashioned it with some staples to keep it in use. So today's video, I'm going to bore the heck out of my girls. I'm going to take them to a location of a burnt down restaurant. We're currently walking the bridge. I feel like they're looking for something to throw over it, like a stick, I don't know. And then I'm going to go show them York Hill. York Hill is the last Confederate Civil War victory in the state of North Carolina. So let's go see what stories are still here. And here on the bridge, they've got two locations that are covered benches. And this is for everyone who comes out and walks. This bridge used to be used for transportation. And they built the main road off to parallel with this location. But it overlooks the Yadkin River. And here you can watch individuals fishing. You got two on a boat right there in the center, and then over here on the beach. But all along the beach down here, people come here to fish. And so they don't realize that the river crossing mattered long before it existed, this bridge. Mail routes once crossed here between Washington and New Orleans. Let that sink in. What we have is a bridge now used for foot traffic, which was a main source back in the day to get mail across the United States. And so the original Wil-Cox Bridge, the one we're currently walking on, was originally opened in 1924. And so for many years, close to 100 years, if you were to pass through this area, chances are this would be your route. And now, traffic goes parallel with the main road. Its own bridge, and right next to that, railroad crossing. So right here at this one section in Linwood, North Carolina, you have foot traffic bridge, you have a vehicle traffic bridge, you have a railroad, and let's not forget the Yadkin River. All four of these things have been used for hundreds of years by anyone passing through. And that part is the cool part, but it's not the coolest part because there's so much history in this area, Civil War, even before Civil War. Daniel Boone has history here. That's for another episode, because there are caves located not far from here where Daniel Boone hid as a teenager, as the legend goes. But let's go over here and find out what connects these two bridges. If you look all the way back there, we started all the way back there. Yep, right there. And now we're walking, and oddly enough, the girls were like, yes, let's go, we want to walk it. They think there's a playground over here. It's on the other side. So they've turned this area into the Yadkin River Park, where they do have hiking trails. You do see old Civil War trenches. I don't know if they're legit or redug, but Civil War trenches. And then you have playgrounds for, well, kids a little bit younger than what I brought today, but they're still gonna go out and get some energy out. And here we've made it to the opposite end. And this is a part of the area I haven't traveled yet. And you can see right up there sits two very old water towers. Looks like a water tank hidden over here rusting away. So they put a sign up, Yadkin River Park, Wil-Cox Bridge. So it's owned by the county. And if you wanted to, we could bring a bike out here. And the girls don't have a bike to bring. They outgrew them. Dog park, everything. So we're gonna walk over here. This is the city limits, appears to be the city limits of Spencer, North Carolina. And here on the opposite end sits a rock they've had fashioned to read Rowan's Original Gateway. So this connects Rowan County and Davidson County. You can see right there in the middle, a train. I don't know how long the train tracks have been sitting here that's parallel with Wil-Cox Bridge, but I would imagine it is close to the same age. And you walk further into the parking lot of this opposite end in Rowan County, Spencer. Closest to the water towers we're trying to get a closer look at, but we see this wall here. It used to be some structure here. I don't know what happened with it. Let's get a closer look. The rebar sticking up. But I don't know what's there. And the water tower is just beyond the trees. It's overgrown. Wow. So I do see a ladder on the back side of this one right here in the middle of the screen. I think the one to the left of it's similar ladder. But they got up there and I don't think I would try that. Girls, would y'all climb that?
No.
Both of them said no?
Yeah.
One said
I
yes.
would.
She changed it. I figured she would. No, there's no way I'd climb that. But this is really cool. It's not, I don't believe it's going to be in use anymore. It could be, but if it's rusted on the outside, I can only imagine what it looks like on the inside. But this piece is really cool. And something else to take into consideration with why this bridge is no longer a vehicle operated bridge. Highway sits right there. Center of the screen. It's Interstate 85. That thing gets built and everything else over here just falls to the wayside. Everybody takes the interstate. I don't want to compare this to Route 66, but similar theming with how this thing kind of gets forgotten. I know words, just don't use them correctly. Forgotten about. So we're back to where we started. We're gonna go explore a couple of other locations around here, and the girls complaining about they're hot. It's gonna be like 90 degrees today. But here on the screen, I had a friend send me an old photograph he found of York Hill. So that right there, you see the red rocks, you see the brickwork, the sign. It's actually up there. No more sign. When you go up there, you do see some remnants of it. Looks like the brick wall's been torn down, sign's gone with it. There's no railing. This is something you can actually access through the trails they have set up on near the playground side. but I'd always wondered. They say there's an old fort up there. You can find the remnants of an old Civil War fort. I've been up there, I've looked. I thought this is possibly it. Then my friend sent me that photograph, which told me, no, that was just a sign. This used to be a campground, I guess, area at one point, and that was the advertisement photograph he sent me. It also shows what we're going to next, the York Hill restaurant, and what that used to look like. So let's go check it out. Right here in this spot used to sit the York Hill restaurant. In fact, the sign right there, you could see. The letters for restaurant used to be there. I don't know when they started falling off, but when you look at some of the old photographs online, and these are recent, those restaurant letters were still there. Right now, all that exists is York Hill, and this sign right here. It says the Star-Lite Supper Club, and live music and dancing every Saturday night. And this place is quite unique because the woods you see back in the background there, that sign we just looked at for the York Hill, the brick sign up on the red rocks, back there is all the trails that they put in. You see some old Civil War trenches, at least that's what they are reported as. There's no signage for them, which makes it even more difficult to find them. And right here, I would seem to think the fort is going to be somewhere in this section, because this would overlook the Yadkin Rivers right there. You got the boat dock right here, right in front of us. Trucks are coming and going, dropping off boats and going elsewhere to park. But the river runs along here. And so it would make sense that the fort would be somewhere close to where this restaurant sits. And back in 1982, the restaurant burnt down. I think these steps here were a part of it at some point, whether it be behind it, because some of the old photographs I found, I haven't been able to line up the stonework here with the steps. The steps are very, very deep, very tall. So this could have been the interior shot. This could be, I could be standing where the lobby was at one point. And that's probably accurate based off kind of how grand these steps were meant to look, because they're so stinking tall. And it burnt down. I don't know the cause of the burn. And they never replaced it, ever. And they forgot to take the sign with them. And these abandoned properties like this, with this sign that still looms over it, is one of my favorite things to discover. And you look at the Star-Lite Supper Club sign, you can still see the bulbs from the lights. They're kind of shining in the sunlight, because that sun's beaming down real hard. And apparently the York Hill restaurant used to be an old residence converted into the restaurant nightclub, and it was named after General Zebulon York. It included dining rooms and upstairs Star-Lite Supper Club. So that was a legit club, and they were separate from the rest of the building, so they put everything upstairs. And like most clubs, it probably was pretty hefty in price and kind of a status thing back then. It was right along the old US 29 overlook, and in 1982 it burnt down, and it just ceased to exist. They just demolished it, and they left everything here. And this is one of those forgotten roadside historical properties and buildings. The same friend who sent me the advertisement photographs, he actually sent me this photograph here. This looks like it's from a newspaper, and this would be pre-1982, and it gives out the dates and times of the Star-Lite Club and when everything opened, when dinner was served. This piece here is the exact location, from what I can tell through my research, of where the final battle took place, which is another reason why I think the fort is going to be somewhere in that region over here. And this is the very last battle the Confederacy won in North Carolina. And based off of that knowledge, it appears after this battle, everything went south for North Carolina and the Confederacy. Much like the York Hill restaurant, things didn't go as planned for the Confederacy. The rest is history, and here we are walking around this place, and every car that drives through, every car that goes over here to drop off their boat to go out and fish, they don't know the story. They just pass it, no second thought. This abandoned sign is just that to them. It's just abandoned. There's no second thought, no second look. They see it and they move on. It's rusted, ran down, and it's just forgotten about. But it still sits here for all of us to see. I love this sign. This is probably my favorite find. My friend who gave me the pictures told me about this place. I've lived in North Carolina for most of my adult life. I never knew this place existed, nor did I ever know that the Civil War was fought over here. These are stories that get lost with time. And the sign here just exists, solely just to exist. There's no purpose for it. Look how tall this is. It towers over me. The restaurant used to go through this sign. There's a part of the restaurant, a part of the wing that would go underneath this sign. So you saw it in the newspaper article there. It just took up a mass majority of the property out here, which now just sits vacant. And off behind, they've built a new building that looks like a Parks and Recs building. Park rangers come out. There looks like a gift shop on the bottom floor. And I think it's time to take the girls to the playground. They have been patiently waiting, sitting in the car, complaining about how hot it is. And a glimpse of how tall these steps really are. Look at that. I think this was part of the lobby. A grand entrance. And so we have made it to the other section of this park. Found another bike repair station. And this one's a little bit different. Now you get water. Ugh. Oh, it came out cold. I could feel a bit, because when it first came out, it wasn't cold. Now it's splattering everywhere. There we go. You got a tire pump, bathrooms, and you've got a playground, multiple ages. You can't really see it all that well, but there's one to the right for 2 years to 12, and I think the one right there in the middle is somewhere between 6 and 12. I think once you hit 12, you've outgrown it, and the girls have found out real quick they have outgrown playgrounds. They tried, but now we're gonna walk over here in the trails. So we're on the back side of that York Hill sign, that brick sign I showed you in that advertisement photograph. There are signs up here, and they do make reference to different trenches, but once you get to trenches, there are no signs, period. So we're gonna enter in here. We're gonna walk around. I looked at a map. There might be a neat little place somewhere around here where they do reenactment scenarios. So Civil War reenactment, because there is Civil War history out here. They'll reenact probably the final battle here in York Hill. Fort York, I think, is what it was called back then. Let's go check it out and see if it's still here. Okay, we found it. And now in my head, when I saw it on the map, I had a different image of what this might look like. Straight ahead, you've got the the trench. That one is not a Civil War trench. If it is, it's been redone, redug up and everything. It's a house, an old house, not Civil War era, but no one lives there anymore. It does not appear that way. So it looks like at some point this was built up. This wasn't used as a park. Looks like maybe the county purchased this area and turned it into walking path. But this is the field where they will do reenactments. So a bunch of soldiers, or people dressed like soldiers, come out here, reenact what it is believed to be the final Confederate victory in North Carolina. And so with that, we're going to end it here near our reenactment area. The girls have been troopers today. They have helped in certain areas. I let them play on the playground. They got a brief history lesson. I think their favorite one, their favorite sight we saw might have been the overlook on Wil-Cox Bridge looking over the Yadkin River, but the water towers. The water towers really captured their imagination because in their mind they're thinking, how does someone climb up there? They're rule followers, so they had a lot of questions about, can you get in trouble? Is this illegal? So that was fun. It's hot. It's over 80 degrees now, and it's 11:19. If you've watched this far, thank you for watching. This is a really cool area I never knew existed. So many stories out here. We only scratched the surface of it. And so next video, we're gonna head out to Boone's Cave. I referenced it earlier. A legend exists out there of young teenage Daniel Boone. And so we're gonna go out there and see how true this legend might actually be. So look out for that video. And again, thank you for watching. If you like this video and want to see more like it, hit that like button. It really helps me understand if I'm hitting the right notes. And hit that subscribe button, because that's going to end up letting you know when the next video is being published. And that one is going to be pretty cool because we're going to go into a cave, I hope. I think part of it is stanchioned off, but we are going to try to get into the cave. It is a park, much like this one, and it's about 5-10 minutes from here, right up the road, right along the Yadkin River. It's all connected. So until next time, see ya. Remember, folks, if you come out here, throw away your trash. Pickled sausage, who's eating it? That's disgusting anyways. And then you leave it out here. Ugh. Oh, you know, I might see if I can pay the girls $100 each to try one. Who knows how long it's been out here? Just kidding. That's nasty.